God, I'm praying today. Uh, that today will be a good stream. That will have a lot of fun. That this will be very Banbanny, and just have a good time overall. I pray in your name. Amen. Hey, chat. A bit early. I jump scared you. Hey. Yeah, I'm mostly just waiting for Ryjbr03 himself. And then we will start. I'm doing good. Oh. Hello.
Hi.
Hey.
I think we're good.
Yeah, I think we're good. I got my chat up.
All right, I just gotta make sure. Whoa. Gotta make sure all my audio is good to go.
Okay. Ooh.
I think we should be fine. I've done this before, so it should be fine. Also, I'm assuming I'm being heard over there.
Yeah.
Hi, people.
I I think they hear you. If they don't, we have a problem. Oh boy, the RP accounts are already coming in. I don't know. So for context, I was doing a playthrough of Portal 2 when a roleplay account for Wheatley came in, and then all of a sudden
Oh.
everyone made roleplay accounts, and it has been pretty consistently happening in my chat. Okay, they can hear you.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I get a good few of those every so often.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm just making sure everything on my side's good to go.
Yeah.
All right, we should be good there. And we'll start a minute early on. Oh,
Our plan is to do a game a day, if I remember correctly.
a game per stream, yeah.
Game per stream, yeah. So we're doing 2 today. So bring your best in 2 today. So bring your best shenanigans chat, because 2's honestly my least favorite. I think it's the one that is the worst in the entire franchise.
Okay. Um, all right. I think we're good on my side.
Cool.
So we should be good to go.
That's good.
All right. We're good now. We'll get into this. I don't know how you want to see what I'm doing.
I would just share screen, probably. I've never
I haven't
used
done that before, but I can try.
I've never used the Discord call system before.
I've used the call system before with one of my friends, but I've not used the share screen. I don't know how to do that.
There's a button on the bottom with an arrow that looks like a
Oh.
computer screen and it has an arrow on it.
There we go. All right. I think I did something, maybe.
Yeah. There we go. Full screen. There we go. Wow.
I have. Oh, yeah. There we go. Okay. All right. I haven't had to do technical stuff on stream in a while. That's kind of fun. All right. We should be good to go now.
Okay.
How does my side sound, guys? My chat. I just always like to make sure the audio sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. They're saying it sounds good. All right. Let's get into this. Banban 2. I haven't played this in like 2 years.
It should be 3. It's about 3 years and 4 months old, I think.
I didn't play it when it came out. I played it mid 2024, I think.
So about 3 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
Right? Well, it doesn't matter. It's been a while. And I think the last time I played this, well, the last time I played any of these games, I went into them. That was like the prime Banban hate era. And I was like, oh, I'm bored with that.
Yeah.
So hopefully my mind changes a little bit here. That's the ultimate hope. I'm going into this with an open mind.
You forgot the remote. A very important tool, the remote. Don't know why the remote.
I'm gonna be a little slow at these, but
yeah, I don't know why the remote and the keycard are so far apart.
I don't know. It's Banban. That's all I say.
Yeah, pretty much.
Also, my chat, things might look a little weird or a little different. I'm playing this on my laptop because my main computer sucks. I'm playing this on my laptop, so hopefully it might be a little not as great, but it'll at least not be every 1 frame per 10 seconds.
Yeah. 2 also has, as of the 2.0 update for 1, the worst optimization in the entire series. So I'm super excited for the 2.0 update when they actually introduce a lot more stuff to help with the gameplay quality increase.
Yeah, I definitely felt like it was better in the Banban 1 update.
Yeah. I've looked. I have F model, which I can use to look at the files. And I've looked at them before. And one of the things, and when I look at 1, I can see all the techniques that they've been using recently kind of show up. Oh, what I did. Yeah, like for this right now, it's loading in pretty much everything for the entire game at once.
Yeah, I know these early ones are not well optimized in any way.
Yeah.
Also, hi everybody in, I guess, both chats, but we'll say specifically my chat. How's everybody doing? I think I'm on the right track.
Yeah. Here we go. Time for Banban's exposition.
Any camera? Oh, here we go.
Camera.
What is it? Enter? Oh, E.
Someone in my chat's asking about the polygon count. What I think happened, and I think the best way to know is based upon the remote, is that they just didn't know they had to try and limit the amount of polygons when they were designing it. So they just thought the more polygons were better. And you can tell because the remote, like the square part, perfectly fine. But the parts with like the circular detail, that's where all the polygons are.
I love looking at the models when they show like all the polygons, and it's like Banban, and he's just like solid.
Yeah, that is.
It's like, well, you know what? It's bad.
Yeah, that's early game. That was so bad. They start to improve their Fremong skills by 4, and then by 6, a bunch of the models they went back and optimized them, although they did not use like the best techniques for that.
Mm.
So it's still subpar, but I mean, if you look at the model for Opila Bird, and for some reason only Opila Bird in the 2.0 update, it's perfectly fine, like what you would expect from expert 3D modeler.
Yeah, I never looked too much beyond just like whatever videos were making fun of Banban. That's all I ever watched.
Yeah.
I'm hoping to change my mind. Also, my chat, I am reading you guys' messages. So unknown, he didn't want you to know he was here. So I'm gonna call
I,
him
I
out. I am reading chat.
I saw him message that earlier in the pre-wait chat because I'm like, ooh, he made a wait, and then I look at it, open it, and like 4 messages from unknown, like, don't tell him I'm here.
I was reading through that too. Oh, now I'm getting the whatever they are, LARP accounts or whatever. The people pretending to be people. They're in my chat now.
Oh, oh, they moved over to your chat. That's fun.
All right, what did you say I have to do?
Um, this is the put it in by the order puzzle. But first, got to press the button to activate it because that's
Oh
how
yeah,
it
yeah,
works.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I've I've always headcanoned that the reason why so many doors required using the drone in such weird ways is that this was their security system. Cases will have a harder time navigating the facility and escaping if they have to use some fancy equipment to get through the basic doors. That's been my headcanon forever.
I think that makes sense. I think that's fair enough. All right, that one.
Oh my, you're supposed to look at the wall.
The
The
wall.
wall. The wall over there with the by the drone button.
This
You
one.
gotta punch in from lowest to greatest.
Yeah, I'm gonna hard guess it. That's how we've always done things here on the channel.
Yeah, you're
Just
supposed.
hard guess it until you get it.
Yeah, and you have to restart something. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the idea of the puzzle is that you have to clock in at a desk based upon like which employee has the lowest score.
I think I get the puzzle. This is far more tedious
Far
and
more
fun.
funny. Yeah. And this is one of the multiple examples of colorblind, not colorblind friendly puzzles.
Yeah, I can see that.
The answer is simply just putting nameplates on each desk. That will solve the issue.
Yeah, that would have been a lot better. I think I would have understood that one easier. All right, let's see if I can actually follow this. So what's the order?
So lowest
Which one
from
was first?
greatest.
Lowest to greatest. Okay. So then I think this would be next. And then these two. And then the middle one. Okay, so that's this whole side done. Then middle, and then, okay.
I just realized the 2 highest scores are the people we actually have like some identity idea of what they are. All the other names are
Oh,
just random names.
I don't recognize any of the names.
Well, Weberly, that's Miss Weberly Mason, Banbanny's genome donor and a teacher for the actual kindergarten above.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I think I remember that name.
And then HAH, I understand that you don't see it. She is mentioned in one note, in which she is the genome donor for Queen Bouncelia and the caretaker for Queen Bouncelia.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so much I don't know about any of these games.
Yeah. Yeah. And honestly, the humans are like the part that we know the least about. Like we have 3 humans that like, yeah, here's who they are. Dr. Adam Uthman, Beverly Mason, and then H.H., who's basically never mentioned again.
The only one I really do was Dr. Othman. I do that one. That was about it.
Yeah.
Someone is asking in my chat that they refunded Banban 2 and then bought Banban 7, and if that was a good idea.
I think, honestly, and I'm someone who has always felt that a lot of games, especially on Steam, are underpriced, in my opinion. I honestly feel like,
Underpriced.
yeah, I feel like way too many games, I can take in $20 and get way too many games. I'm like, dude, I want to pay so much more for this. I wish Steam had an option for you to pay more than what they're asking. Because there are so many games I'd want to pay more for.
Yeah, but if you don't have to,
Yeah.
you know, like I'd rather
But,
not pay more.
yeah. But I'm just kind of like, I feel like so many games are underpriced. So I think the Banban games, like, for what you're getting, they're fine enough for the price. I think 2 and 6 are the games I would say probably lower the price a bit. Besides that, I think if you're going in with the expectation, they can be enjoyable games for the price you're getting.
I get what you're saying. I'm just like, the least amount of money I can pay for something, the better.
Yeah. Boo!
All right, so we follow the blue path and not the pink path.
Yep. I like a good gimmick chase.
Like, I remember chunks of these games, but like any of the newer ones, I really couldn't tell you much about what's going on.
You probably spent too much time being confused.
I think so. Oh. Oh, I'll do that again.
Yeah.
All right. Just eat of you reincarnated. I'll do this chase and then I'm gonna catch up with my chat.
Okay. Bittersweet, there's a reason why you can barely hear the audio of the game, and I thought it wasn't too big of a deal, so I didn't bring it up, but there is no audio coming through, for me.
Oh, yeah, I don't know how to fix that.
That seems like a experiment in the spare time with a couple Google searches type of thing.
Yeah, we'll figure that out. Oh, don't. I gotta pay attention. I gotta lock in. Yeah, we're locking in.
Locking it.
That means I'll probably die again.
Honesty. Great policy.
Mask. Yeah, the screen's weird because it's my laptop. We're gonna be like this for a while.
Roll one way!
Oh. I was reading chat. I said I was gonna lock in, and then I didn't.
Lock in. Like, what's chat saying? Oh, oops, I'm dead.
Well, it's hard because the setup I have, it's literally right next to my screen, which is
I
not
can
how I
understand.
usually have it set up.
I understand my setup because I've been working on a laptop for like ever. Is I have my laptop, and then I have my phone, and my phone is how I look at chat.
Yeah, my setup has always been my main computer, and then the laptop has always been where I see chat. But now it's flipped, and so now I got to get used to that.
Yeah. It's like riding a bike with the handlebars reversed. And the shelf falls, scaring Nab Nab away.
Boom. We locked in for that last one and we got it.
Yeah. I did not know, but the shelf actually falls and you can't go back to that location anymore.
Huh. I
And
didn't know
that
that
was the.
either. I just assumed that he like ran into the wall or something.
I know, it was very confusing. Oh, here's a note that doesn't make sense anymore. Or wait, no, is that
I'm
the
guessing
first
they
one? I don't.
changed.
So many notes don't make sense anymore because of the 0.
Oh. Yeah, so they're kind of just changing stuff as they go.
Yeah. So basically, what they've said is that they had kind of like, they knew how they wanted to start the series, and then they knew what the ending they wanted for, and then just the middle just kind of got bigger.
Yeah, I have that problem sometimes with some of my writing.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's one of those. We didn't have something planned out, and then we didn't, and then we made a bunch of like little continuity errors that add up so much.
well, and I think that's maybe my ultimate criticism. Sounds harsh, but with the Banban series, is to me it definitely seems like it just keeps adding.
Keeps adding, and there wasn't much of a plan. That is one of the biggest issues. Because, I mean, they got a solid story base here. And these arcs and things, they can pretty much work. They just need to better flow with one another. That's always
Yeah.
been how I've seen it.
On one
And I
thing,
think, and I think 8
I
leading
know
into 9 seems to be doing that a bit better.
I feel like the newer ones have had some level of consistency more, I'd say.
Yeah,
Um, but one thing I wanted to do with my rewrites, which was probably the one thing I did accomplish, was having there just be one overarching villain. And I get that that's kind of like a common trope in games, but like to me, when I see the Banban games, you have Stinger Flynn, and he's kind of like the first couple, and then you have uh Sir Dadadoo, and he's like the next couple, and then you now have Syringan, and to me, I'm
I
like, well, we're just keep
I think
switching villains all the time.
I think there's an invisible wall because normally you're supposed to press
Oh
the
no, I know
button
it
right
grabs.
there, and that turns on the lights, which guides you to the
Is it
answer. I
on?
don't. No, because I know it's not on because the lights that show the X's aren't open.
I probably shouldn't have done that. All right, drone. There's a reason I got rid of this thing.
Yeah, and
I do not like this drone.
it's mostly just a problem of setup. I I have a video talking about it where I think with the environments being better designed around the drone and having more mechanics that work with it, it would be a great puzzle mechanic.
I see the potential. I think yeah, it's just the execution.
Yeah. And then what I think happened is that so many people were so aggressive against it that it felt like they were excluding it more and more instead of trying to evolve upon itself for so long.
Well, I think 7 added the camera to it, right? And it was kind of
Yeah,
like you could pilot it.
yeah.
I thought that was fun.
That was the only time I've ever actually been visibly annoyed with the drone because of its weird solution to prevent it from clipping into areas it's not supposed to. Where if you
Uh,
hit something, and if you start descending without input, it will teleport you to the nearest teleport spot.
huh.
Because that's what happens.
Yeah.
That's how it clips through things. Because it hits something and then it starts going down and it clips through.
Uh, yeah, I see that.
And so I remember just playing the game and getting to those certain points where I had to use the remote 2.0, and I'm like, I'm doing this correctly. I'm not even messing up that badly. I'm just hitting something. And so it just became
That
so
is
frustrating.
that is one thing with these games that I have where it's just I feel like a lot of the ideas aren't bad. I think to me it's just some of the execution of some of those things are just tedious, I think is a good way to put it.
Yeah. And there are definitely times where you can see that, for the most part, the U4 players did not have playtesters. They had some for one, which honestly I don't think were good playtesters, because I think they gave the wrong advice of this chase scene is way too complicated, and so they dumbed it down, potentially too much. It's hard to say without knowing what the original Peeler chase was like, but that's what it sounded like,
Yeah,
because apparently the playtesters were their family and friends. And I'm not sure
which makes sense.
how reliable some of those people were. And then for 8, they got a bunch of playtesters, which are credited in the description, and so it's a bit better. I think you can clearly see that there's a bit more guide and direction.
Yeah, I think the newer games are better quality. I just find some of the stuff some of the stuff is like wild. Like the start of 8 is the one where you're in the prison and then there's like the truck chase at the start, right? Or like you escape on the truck and it like blows up or whatever.
Landmines, yeah.
Yeah, and that's where I was kind of like what's going on? You know? Like to me, these earlier ones, as kind of weird and wacky as they were, are like at least I can kind of see where things are going and the general idea of things. And then I got to there and I think I just lost the plot of like, look, what are we doing? But
Apparently,
mine at least looks like it's something fun. So
yeah. Apparently, one of the big. Apparently, the prison section was going to be even crazier.
really?
Yeah, they said it in one of their Banban Chronicles episodes, where they
Huh.
said that it was going to be crazier, but they're not going to talk about it and save that for a future Banban Chronicles. And I'm like, crazier than the start that made me go, that's an opening. I'm very interested to hear what that was.
Yeah, there's a lot of ideas I'd be interested in hearing for this series that didn't make it onto the like final product.
That's and most of that's been conveyed through the Banban Chronicles.
Yeah, I remember I watched a couple of them. I don't think I watched all of them.
Yeah, they basically barely released episodes. So the last 2 episodes they released after a new game came out.
Hmm. Yeah, I think I only watched like the first couple of them,
Yeah,
and then I just stopped.
you have to
Where do I get? I don't
maybe
have
the
to do the
giant.
canon.
You're
I don't. I Yeah. Go ahead.
you're somewhat close. The cannon is for later. It's how you get
Oh.
rid of the guy. You have to get the
Oh, right.
Javane
Right.
amount.
I take it, and then he gets upset. Oh,
Yeah, but how do you distract him to take it?
do I hit him with the drone?
Mm-hmm.
I
That's the
feel like that's what I
solution.
got.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what I got to do.
And here's another example of clearly didn't playtest, because if you aren't looking in mind to take the Givanium, it looks like you can run past. And that's like the intended path when you're not, because the
Yeah.
kill thing isn't gone. Uh, I give a suggestion for that in my 2.0 video on how to fix that. And then you get the firework rocket, which knocks it away.
Yeah, and then you get rid of him, and then you can continue on. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I knew I had to use the cannon. I remember that.
You actually can use the can twice if you get the secret room.
A secret room.
Yeah.
Oh, the pink. Yeah.
Yeah, because you have to. Because at the cannon game room, you can get more fireworks out of the box, and then you take one back with you and head back, and that will press a button that will unlock a door. That will not unlock a door, but light it up so you can see our key card, which you use to access Dr. Adam Uthman's office.
I gotcha. I never really cared to find secrets in any of the games that I play.
Yeah. And I think some of the
Also,
tedium and lack of checkpoints can contribute to that. lack of checkpoints definitely keeps me away from playing the games to get footage for videos.
That
So
makes sense.
sometimes some hi Sophius. Sometimes I just kind of edit around that or find footage from other people and credit them instead. If it isn't for the
Uh,
fact that I can't download their videos because they're protected by some software or something.
huh. The footage I used for like the rewrite background stuff was just screen grabbed from my live streams.
Yeah, I was curious about that. I think I asked in my first reaction one question: where do you get this footage from? And I checked the description, trying to see if you like credited someone for
If
it.
I yeah, nope. I just grabbed my own live streams.
Yeah, because if I'm
That's
getting
what I
footage
tend to
that
do for most
because
of
if
my
I'm getting
stuff, because
footage
then
that
I
is my
don't.
own, I typically go to the Famous Archivist to look at stuff.
That makes sense. Also, unknown. I saw you post your message about not paying attention to chat a couple minutes ago. I have been paying attention to chat. I just don't read it out loud like I usually do. I'm gonna call him out as much as I can. All right, what did that do? Oh,
I mean, like, scanner to open the main hallway on the front desk makes some sense, but it's like, why the four
I
buttons in the corners?
I would have had it be like, if you want to keep the 4 buttons, you have the 4 buttons, and then it unlocks like a little room or something that has the key card to then unlock the door or something like that. Like those little closet doors that you can unlock. That's what I'd do.
Yeah.
This is the part. So you go to the end of the hall, you get the Opila bird, you go to the Bambalina section, and then you have
Yep.
that whole section, right? Okay.
Yeah, this is the part of the game that I like the least. It feels the most tedious.
I remember the Bambalina part being my least favorite. I
The
also
band,
remember this game driving me crazy.
yeah. I think the biggest issue with the Banbanny section is probably is that like there's a clear idea of using logic to figure out the answers, but then some are kind of just ridiculous. Some you need to know what they say. So it's like a very mixed bag. And I think I've come up
Yeah.
with a solution for that for my own rewrite series I will do.
I'm already getting a couple ideas
Yeah.
for the redemption.
Mm-hmm. And then the other big issue with this section is the writing. Banbanny is both kind of like you can see this mixture between them trying to be silly and trying to be scary at the same time, and they just need to cut out the scary for this section.
Well, I think that's probably the biggest thing with Banban for me is like I don't find very much, if any, of this scary. I think if they didn't try to lean on mascot horror elements, like in terms of like chase sequences and stuff like that, it just made it more fun. Like they've kind of been doing, I feel like. Then I feel like it's a little bit better. In my opinion.
And here's an example of the you need to know what they say because is it the smart kid or the really smart kid that knows the answer?
No clue.
It's the really smart kid.
I was thinking that one.
Yeah. I I am a bit of a Banban nerd who knows what all the correct answers for this are.
I kind of assumed. Not to be not trying to be
Nah,
rude. I kind of assumed.
I I think this one with the three I've left can you figure out what supposed to do.
I'm assuming it's the smart kid.
Yeah.
I just remember some of these that would be like, oh, this is the answer. This is the person who would say it. Nope. Okay. Dramatic.
dramatic. It's gonna be the one with the funny answer.
That's fair.
Yeah, so there are areas where it's like using reasoning and there whatnot. But then there's just times where you kind of like, which one do I do?
Yeah.
And
I just
very
remember, I think my first live stream of this game, like, just, I think by the end of it, I had like my whole brain was like fried from specifically this section.
It doesn't help that the jump scare death screen is so long and long to get through.
Yeah. Also,
So
I
it's
think the one fun thing. Oh yeah, go ahead.
So, and just the format of you having to listen to dialogue, and it just doesn't make it fun. Not being able to kind of go back to the challenge and get straight to it. Well, here we have a lore inconsistency. Banban referring to himself as Banban.
Is this like an automated, or is this him just actually talking?
I think it's because he says it's. I think it's part automated, but then he can add additional messages to it. Because the first part of it is reused for the second break.
I was gonna say the one funny thing I like about this section is that the drones in
the naughty corner, yeah.
Science, yay!
Did you know lobsters pee out of their mouths? Science rules.
Is that one of the questions?
No. It's just a random trivia fact I know that stuck with me.
Unknown. Unknown's asking if he can see my chat.
I can't. I can't see his chat. How out of the sun? It's the popular kid. No way to know who would answer what.
It's the popular kid?
Yeah. Huh. That's gotta be like the dumbest one you have to figure out.
I guess it makes sense.
But it's like hard to figure out from it.
I remember this one taking me like forever.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's mine.
Yeah. Like that one makes sense.
As an answer though, because doesn't she ask how many like hearts they have, and then we just answer as Stinger Flynn?
Yeah.
Or do we ask what animal it is? I don't remember.
He asks how many hearts, but kind of like the joke in this section is that she's just letting you get away with dumb answers because you're popular. That's the joke.
I get it now.
Sight, smell, taste, touch, and...
Is it the class clown or the loud kid?
Well, what's the fifth one?
I feel like it's the loud kid.
Yeah?
Oh.
You took too long.
Well, I should be able to get back to it. I know the answers for the first two.
Yeah. And why is one of... The guy in my chat after a Bonnie pillow is simping for Banbanny for some reason. I'm not letting you get out of that.
Huh? I like to do call-outs too. I like Rewrite's question. How did Banbanny do this class before we got here? Like, who's pushing the buttons?
Well, wasn't the idea that she would teach the employees was your idea?
Well, she would teach that, but like right now it's just basketballs and watering cans and like what are they doing? Just sitting around.
I think a note says that she believes them to be somewhat sentient.
Huh.
So she treats them as if they're actually answering.
Huh. So she's kind of just dumb.
That is Banbanny in a nutshell. She is dumb. The only character that outdumbs her is Jumbo Josh, and that is just by circumstance.
But Jumbo Josh is at least cool.
Yeah, and he at least can have some sense of reasoning sometimes. Like he can.
The cool. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Jumbo Josh is more instinctual, dumb, but
That's
like
fair.
Banbanny, she can come reasoning, but her reasoning's always dumb.
I was thinking like the coolest Banban moment for me was Banban 7 when Jumbo Josh shows up at the end.
Yeah.
How he like beats up the bad guy and all that kind of stuff. That was the most hype Banban moment for me because Jumbo Josh got to do something.
Yeah, I think a big part of why that happened was because, like, once 6 came out, one of the common things you'd see in the reviews was people like, "Where's Josh? He wasn't in this game." Like, just Josh not appearing at all upset people. And so they kind of went, okay, we'll do something with Josh.
I kind of go along with that too. I think that makes sense. Unknown says he has a theory about the parkour room and that it wasn't made for the children, but was made for the mascots to test them. What do you think about that?
That line's in fact, we are currently in the testing sector, and there's no evidence that the kids ever went down below the kindergarten before the ball pit collapsed and Singer Flynn took them. So it's often that all the rooms down here are like for testing certain skills or testing certain goals. Like right here, this is testing Banbanny and kind of training her to be a good teacher. Which she fails at. Miserably. Wait. I could have sworn I saw Banbanny have her jump scare model. Or texture, rather.
I was not paying attention.
I mean, it's a simple change. It just looks like she's trying and her eyes are bloodshot.
All right, unkind person. Does it matter which one I pick? I'm assuming it's mean kid.
Yes, there's one that very much
is
is screaming at you, "I'm the correct answer." Yeah.
I don't know.
It's the one that has unkind in it.
I guess that makes sense. It's the money taker that was getting me. See, these tests are made for my stupid brain, you see?
Yeah.
Also, like, I feel like, well, aside from the Banban rewrites, which I put, like, no real effort into the actual writing, some of my other stuff, like the Poppy rewrites and the FNAF rewrites that I do, I think I'm a pretty decent writer when it comes to those. Again, not the Banban stuff. Actually playing games, not very great at.
Yeah, I think most of my issues with your Poppy Playtime rewrite were, for the most part, just differences of style.
Which makes sense. Like, I know they're not going to be for everybody.
Yeah. I'm also... horror is the thing I'm least interested in with this stuff. Funny enough.
Well, and I feel like I'm kind of the same way with Banban. Like, when Banban tries to be scary...
What's...
which one is it?
Pain Giver.
I kind of assumed.
Giving other
I wanted to do
things...
the section over again.
Yeah. That one would be a good... could be a much better answer if you knew what it said. It's like... you can kind of figure out what it's supposed to be.
That makes sense. Like actually thinking about these, I get it. I feel like they give you no amount of time to really think about it.
And I'm pretty sure that's just a bug. Because that is the functionality for if you don't sit down.
Yeah, because she's like, "Where are you going?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
"I'm not going anywhere."
So the intent. I love the trigger being set by the bowling pins.
It's
Those aren't even necessary. The trigger can just be invisible.
yeah, they could have just had it been the flight of stairs.
Yeah.
Come here. Oh, I can put
I
them down just on the ground.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun if your game's lagging really badly.
We should be fine. Does
Yeah.
the lights off mean anything?
It's supposed to make it harder. Like
Oh,
like it's harder to chase down creatures if they keep disappearing into the darkness.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I
It's
haven't
just
played this in forever, so I just don't remember what any of it means.
yeah. I
Also,
remember when
unknown. Yeah, go ahead. You go first.
I remember when the trailer for this game entry came out, and at the end they showed off these guys, and my best friend, I think, turned to me and said, "There's a shiny amongst them," and I'm like, "What's a shiny?" Because I don't do Pokemon, and he basically explained to me what a shiny Pokemon is. I'm like, "Huh,
Yeah, I
cool."
wouldn't have gotten that either. Unknown was asking me to tell you about Givanium having infinite protons because that doesn't follow real life science at all. I don't know what any
Fixture.
of that means.
So the atomic number for Givanium is infinity, which
Oh,
shouldn't
yeah.
work because the atomic number is based on their protons. I've
I
always
remember that.
assumed it was some other material in it that isn't a proton or a neutron or electron that gives it infinite energy. No way canon, just how I've always thought about it.
I guess that tracks. I don't know. Like that's the kind of stuff that I've never really like thought about for Banban. I just kind of just rolled with it when
You
playing the
got all
games. Like I
six?
never like.
You might want to get out of the
Oh,
way. She will jump scare you if you're in her intended path. You missed one.
oh. I feel like the key cards shouldn't show up until you have them all.
I mean, that doesn't make sense. Like, oh, hey, why does this show up now? But then again,
I thought it would be like the Opila Bird minigame from the first one, where like you collect all the eggs and then she gives you the key card, and then have it be like you collect all the little birds and then the key card shows up. That's
I've
all I
always
thought it would
imagined.
be.
I've kind of like thought like the way I would improve it is add like a poster on the wall saying before case 10.
Over here.
Appeal this case 10. I don't know why I'm blanking on that. Before case 10 is brought back, put all her subcases in the nest. Kind of like a employee reminder. And
Yeah,
then
I get that.
once that's done, they can be given the key card if you don't have it. Is kind of like the intention.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's one over here. I don't like that you can just put them down on the ground. It keeps throwing me off. I actually press E too many times and then just
Yeah.
pick them up and I put it back down.
It's worse when you're lagging, which happened when, because funny enough, my laptop, it runs perfectly fine almost all the time, never gets any lag, unless it doesn't have power coming in through the charging cable.
I guess that makes like if it's not charging, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, but it's like one of those weird things. I had an entire video got a large chunk of it removed because we accidentally pressed the power switch underneath my desk, and then it was the video I did for my best friend's channel where he played Banban 8 on my laptop because he hadn't played it yet. And so, and he's like, I can't edit this with my tools. I'm like, send it to me, I can handle it. It'll be a nice, fun little editing challenge. And then I get to that section, and it's like no audio for all of it.
Oh,
Because the phantom power box I use to power my microphone also needs power from a strip. So basically, my microphone wasn't receiving at all. So a large chunk, up until when we realized what happened, is just gone. And I just put a bunch of footage, and I basically just had I had him come over again, and I kind of just said, I'm gonna give you like tell you to do brief summaries of each section in like a funny way, and
yeah.
then I'll edit footage to explain it so we can get it done. And so there's like a brief recap.
Yeah, there was a couple times back when I would do like gaming videos and stuff where I would like record the whole thing. I'm there for like 30, 40 minutes. I record the whole video and then I get done and it was like, oh, my microphone wasn't on that whole time. And then I got to do the whole thing again.
Yeah, there are one, two, three. Yeah, you got all six. There are big YouTubers who struggle with that. I'm a fan of Hermitcraft, and
Oh,
it
yeah.
seems whenever they do their life series, pretty consistently, there is always like one member who forgets to record or records their wrong monitor for a session, or that it just bugs out, and suddenly they have to work around that.
Yeah, it happens to everybody.
Yeah, get past the door. I think the
Okay.
trigger's placed beyond the door, so you won't get soft locked based on the fact that she comes up to each set of doors and looks into them.
Yeah, so it's each door, and then once she gets to the door,
She stops to look in them. Yeah,
and then I run.
yeah. I think it's a nice little bit of visual connections for that. In addition
Yeah, no, I
to,
like that.
I also like the idea of you're most likely gonna have to look away from her, look away from your cue of when to stop, which creates tension, which I think makes it a bit better than like a traditional green light section. Door, orange door, orange door.
I missed
You're,
it.
yeah, I think you're dead.
Make a run for it.
Once you trigger a
I
jump
love that.
scare,
I love that
once
she's
you,
fast.
yeah, yeah, and that once you trigger a jump scare, you can't escape it no matter what.
I assume so.
Uh, it's one of those two deaths that the way it works will just kill you no matter where you are. The other is the nanny in 6.
Oh, I took one step.
One step. I imagine Celine just has fake dinosaur vision and can only see movement. And that is why she just freaks out. Like she can't see you until you move.
Oh, yeah. I think that's what it is, probably.
Yeah. And I think that's very cool, given, you probably don't know this because you don't know the secrets. She gets visions.
Actually, I was just about to ask that because Unknown just told me to tell you to ask why the snail has visions and why she's so fast.
Both likely properties of Givanium. Givanium does all kinds of weird stuff. A lot of Givanium-based bodies get weird on natural powers from the Givanium itself. So those are both like abilities that she got from it. I've imagined that the speed, because she's sometimes she moves slowly, but then in certain moments she moves really fast, is that her speed is like a charge thing.
Hmm.
There we go. Okay.
Oh,
So like
this part.
it's like a big burst of energy. And then her visions are unique abilities.
Okay, so for this one, I collect the shells and then I have to do the firework game, right?
Yep, the cannon game.
honestly, I'm gonna be honest here. So far, it's not as bad, I think, as I had remembered it being.
Yeah.
The canon game, I do not like this part.
It is very tedious.
I just feel like it goes on for so long.
And I think that's in part is because it doesn't go fast enough when deciding.
Oh yeah.
Like if it just went boop 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 boop, it would be a whole lot better and more bearable.
I think if just everything was faster in this game.
Yeah. Because I
Like
don't
putting the
think,
shells.
yeah, like the
Why is it so
animations sometimes are really slow.
Oh, here's one.
Uh, and it, and I don't think for most of the game it does not have an issue of the games themselves have too many rounds. Because I think for the canon game the 3 round system works. Because like each round they add a bit more and it gets a little bit harder. But it's just the
Yeah, I think that
time
makes
it
sense.
takes. Unlike games like 6 or 8 where there's extra rounds and it doesn't really make sense. And that's the problem.
Yeah, I get that. I get the 3 round system. I just feel like each round goes on for so long.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, and, like the loading animations and the time it takes for the cannon to fire, like I feel like it could be a lot faster. Like you load it and then it just goes.
Yeah. It's like how the drone was at first, and they increased it a bit more in 2, and then they increased it one more time in 3. And that's the speed the drone's been ever since. Like, just increasing the speed of these things would do wonders for this game. And I think, and it's not in any way confirmed, but that's all I felt why they brought it back in 3 is they felt like with the Stinger Flynn controls, this game was faster. I imagine they might have just dropped in that game mode in here to test it and went, this is faster. People will be so happy to see we made it faster. Let's do that.
Probably.
And then people just got mad because it returned.
I do remember playing 3 and then they came back and I just remember having played this one, we get out of the 3 and just going, you've got to be kidding me. I got to do this again.
Yeah.
I just remember that being the feeling I had playing these.
Yeah.
Like, this would probably be something that I would work on a lot in the redemption arc is trying to trim down on a lot of like this
Yeah.
and trying to balance it out with something that maybe would be a little bit more interesting.
Yeah.
And,
Because
and
I
I get
think,
that like at the end of the day, just there's gonna be decisions that I'd make in anything that people wouldn't like. Like it's gonna happen.
yeah. And I'm fully aware of that with your projects going into them at this point. But it's like, it's also about kind of like mixing your style with the style of the series itself.
Yeah. Yeah, which like I've been looking back at some of my other projects and stuff, and I'd say the best rewrite series I've done was my rewrites on the Five Nights at Freddy's novel trilogy. Um, in fact, for those, I actually did make remasters for the original videos, because I wasn't a big fan of some of the original videos for those. So I did go back and I changed them. So it's not unprecedented for me to go back and remake videos. But I really liked how the remakes for those ones turned out, and I kept a bunch of the original elements and stuff like that. Didn't do that for Banban, and I think I definitely could have a lot more.
Yeah, I remember the section video where I'm listing out everything you skipped from 2, and
It was like everything.
in the script, I write that's at least half the content. I'm going through, I'm like, no, this is actually most of the content. But I'm too lazy to
it was
go
like
back
all of
and
it.
re-record the line.
No, yeah, I remember watching that. Um, what did I just do? Push
You
the
press the
button.
key card, which opens the door back to the hallway.
Okay. But yeah, like I remember watching your video, and you were like, "That's at least half the content." And like I just was like thinking to myself, "Am I like that's all of it? It wasn't just
Yeah.
half. That's the whole thing."
Yeah. You're going the
I'm going
wrong
right.
way. There's another door in this hallway.
Oh, I thought I had to go back out.
Yeah, no. This is one of those things that never kind of appeared to me because I didn't start actually playing the games until 6. 6 was the first game I played on its release day.
Huh.
Before that, I had watched content of it. So when I went back to play through these games before 6 released, I for the most part already knew what was going on, so I didn't have those issues.
Yeah, I see how that. How I mean, like the first Banbanny game I played when it launched was 7. Um, and then I played 7, and then I went back and I played all of them. But I just didn't really even care at all at that time. I was just like, it's Banban. I'm not supposed to like Banban. So me not like Banban. Like that's kind of
Yeah,
man, I had a lot more jump on that one than I thought I did.
yeah,
But that's just kind of what my thought process was while playing through these games was just everybody doesn't like Banban. I don't like Banban. And then I've kind of been trying to change my thought process on a bunch of things to be like, people can like what they want to like, right?
yeah,
And
yeah,
I just hadn't gotten that far for Banban yet. So I'm hoping so far. I feel like I remember this being the exact same as when I played it. And I'm happy to know that other people don't like this game, particularly Banban 2.
yeah,
Um, because yeah, I just remember this one being probably my least favorite one.
yeah. There's
Man,
a yeah. They don't. If I remember correctly, you don't have any control over how you move after you jump in this game.
yeah, the jumping feels weird.
Yeah, I think people complained that was something they received afterwards, and so 3 they started giving you the ability to move mid jump. Yeah,
Because I
but
do
also
feel like the newer games were easier in some ways.
I think they picked up on a bunch of like little clues on how to better convey and design things to be enjoyable, and that you can see, and even if you don't see it, you can feel it a little bit.
Yeah.
The big thing is why the heck is Cat in the Hat in my chat?
Cat in the Hat's in your chat?
Yeah, I have.
Oh yeah,
I'm.
they were here before.
Yeah, the entire chat is freaking out over this.
Mine was like that. Now they're doing that again. Also, Unknown wants you to know that there's no hard feelings, or he's hoping there's no hard feelings.
I understand. He was basically just rage baiting. That's
Yeah,
basically.
no, I get that.
Here's the most
Focus,
annoying
focus.
tape.
Yeah, I just skip over even like Poppy Playtime. I never collect like the VHS and stuff like that. I just skip it. I'm like, I'd rather just play the game.
I'm a big story and lore nerd, so whenever I go
I
into
am
games like
too.
these, my first goal is to collect as much notes and information as possible. You can see at the beginning of my 8 playthrough where I'm looking through all the cells, looking, where's the first note for this game? And then I missed
I
like
like
half of them.
I like learning about like the lore and the story for things and all that kind of stuff. I just would rather watch a video about it.
I like figuring it out as I'm playing the game. And I think you can see it with some of my Minecraft horror mod videos. is like I'm kind of processing like what I just learned. And I'm like, and I'm kind of like figuring it out in my head.
Mm.
Ban's
Yeah, I mean, like
music box.
I have that sometimes with some of like what do I have to do here? Do I have to do anything?
You have to wait for Banban to show up.
Oh, I do have to wait for him. I just wasn't sure if I had to do anything. Unknown. What's your unknown also wanted to ask about what notes did Banban Zero retcon?
So many. Basically, any notes that talk about origin for characters. Uh, oh, there he is. Uh, especially some for Banban. Banban singer Flynn got some of the worst of it. Banbelina, basically her backstory was completely changed. And then there's a bunch of other lore inconsistencies. If you beat the notes, you will figure it out. And you can beat them pretty
Yeah.
simply. They're on the wiki. At least for the first 2 games. We've been bad about keeping up on that.
I just thought, like, even playing Banban Zero, I was like, this just kind of feels like it's changing a lot of things, and I didn't know anything playing any of those at the time. It just
Yeah.
felt odd.
Yeah. I remember when when it got announced, and my initial reaction is, wait a second, this makes no sense. How can Banban and Nabnap both be children at the same time? That doesn't make sense. Because what we knew was Banbelina was created to help Banban's growing mental issues when he was an adult. And then Nabnab was most likely created after Banban. I mean, Banbelina.
Yeah, like all that kind of stuff. No clue about like any of that kind of lore. I was like just very confused by like the whole game. That's why Banban Zero's one of my least favorites. It also just to me, I just got so bored playing that game.
Yeah. And I think they knew that the game wasn't that interesting from a gameplay perspective, but the reason why they created it was because they thought it would help with Flumbo's story. So they decided to make it free to counteract that.
It is nice.
And I do like how it's clear that they wanted there to be some form of gameplay. Turn left.
Yeah.
They want some form of gameplay there, so they basically gave like a bunch of like simple gameplay things you could do throughout the game between the conversations and the dialogue. And that's the best compliment I could give it, is at least giving like some gameplay to make it more interesting.
Yeah, like some of Banban Zero was fine, and I thought it got a little better as it went on. But I was just like confused the whole time about like what the heck was going on and who half the people were, and I don't know.
Yeah.
And I just got bored playing now. Like at least some of these other ones, like I could keep entertained. I don't know what it was about Banban Zero. It just did not hook me into that game. But
I think it's
beat Banban 2.
Yay! No matter what, do not go down there. Hi, Sling. Why would someone ever put that halfway down the elevator? I don't know.
Well, and I think that's part of the charm of Banban is it's just like unrealistically silly. And I think in some ways it's like the Portal games where you have like this huge, just unimaginably vast factory, and it's just kind of like wild and obviously unrealistic, but like that's kind of the fun of it. I'll at least give Banban that credit where for a good chunk of the time, it's just kind of like wacky, random, silly stuff happening, and that's kind of just part of what Banban is, at least in my mind.
Yeah.
Game-wise, not like story or lore, just game-wise.
Game-wise, that they definitely, and even with some like dialogue or something. I think Seven's a really good example of them kind of mixing in a bunch of jokes. Because like you'll see throughout the dialogue when you're interacting with characters, you'll see a lot of jokes intermixed in. I think I laughed at
Yeah.
most of them because it just kind of hit my funny bone right.
I also like that they included some YouTubers in 7 and some of the other ones too, but 7
Yeah,
was where I noticed it.
yeah, they started in 4. Uh, with Think Noodles and Callus, I think his name is. Then from there, they kind of just started increasing it more and more. I can't name half of them.
I know the ones in a couple of the ones in 7. I know yeah was in there, and he was like a big anti Banban guy, and then he voices like the bartender, I think.
Yep, he voices the bartender. He has a really
Yeah,
good video about 7 where he talks about how he learned to bury the hatchet with Euphoric Brothers.
yeah. I think I watched that one when it came out, but I remember him, and then I remember Fusion Z Gamer was the guy in the theater.
Yeah. I also remember
But
that it's why am I blanking on one of them's name is also one of the actors and the other one is Inquisitor Master, who I saw whose content popped in my feed back during COVID when they did like a bunch of them modded Among Us content. I don't even looking back at it, the content wasn't even that funny, nor does it fit my humor. I don't know why I was watching so much, but
sometimes
yeah.
you just get hooked on stuff.
True.
Unknown says he has an idea for the update for Banban 2 if it ever releases. He just has to say what the idea is.
Yeah.
He wants you to know that he has an idea for an update for Banban 2. But
I
what
have a
now that we're done?
I have access to F-Model, the tool to look at files.
Uh,
Or we
maybe. I
could just
mean,
close stream
I
here.
yeah, I probably am gonna do that. We've hit our kind of hour mark, and it is a little later for me. It's a work night.
Yeah.
If you don't know, I work a full-time job on the side of all this, so
Yeah. I do part-time.
um,
At least that's the best way I can describe it without getting into my personal life. Part-time job.
well, yeah. But
Yeah.
oh, this was fun. This was, I think, the first time I've done a live stream with another content creator, so this has been pretty fun.
Yeah, oh. And I just got a $10 donation
I
from
see
Ness
that.
Official 23.
Nice.
No, 6 and 7 felt like a big departure from what made me feel like I loved Banban. I think 7 was one of the best mixtures between what made Banban feel Banbanny, kind of like the humor and wildness of it, and kind of like the serious plot lines. And 4 is so big and 3 is shadow that it was crazy. Yet, I think 3 has the more big memorable moments that 4 kind of gets overshadowed there. I agree there. I haven't played 8, but 0 was great. I like great. And 1, 2, and especially 3 was peak. I mean, I think 1 and 2, and like, you can watch my ranking video on the games. 3 was great. It will always go down as like one of the most memorable games for me. Because it really felt where Banban started to figure out its identity. 2 felt conflicted, and felt quite conflicted. And 1 just felt like a basic little introduction.
Yeah, I'd say, I mean, so far, because I don't want to use my old thoughts on the games to rank them now. So far, since we've just played 1 and 2, I actually really liked updated 1. I think that one was pretty fun, and it was shorter, so I liked that. But I liked Banban 1. Banban 2 here, I think, is slightly better than when I played it the first time. Like, I think there's aspects of it that I do like. I think just a lot of the execution of some of, like, the gameplay sections and stuff like that just don't really resonate with me that much.
Yeah. And I feel like it gets tedious the longer it goes on.
Yeah.
That's how I describe it. Like,
Also,
the first section of the game is better than one. The section with the medical sector is about the same. And then you get to the testing sector stuff, and it's like, this doesn't feel like, it felt like the quality went down.
yeah. No, I definitely get that. Unknown says that his idea for updated Banban 2 is to remove the notes that talk about the origins of the characters, and then that way there won't be any retcons.
I think, and what everyone in the community has been saying simultaneously, is any notes that have been retconned is just rewrite them to have them make sense.
I think that's better. Keep the notes
Yeah.
in, but just kind of tweak them slightly so that they make a little more sense.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah,
this has been fun. I've enjoyed
this. It's been fun. Excited to see you Saturday.
Yeah, so Saturday's the next one, and then Monday is kind of the tentative last one for right now, right?
Right now, while we're still figuring things out,
Yeah.
with as we get between the season change and people start going to school, that changes schedule in my life.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's our tentative plan. Everybody will do Saturday, and then Monday, so a week from now, will be kind of the last one for right now. And then whether I keep playing or whatever, we'll figure that out. But anyway, I'll do my little outro, I guess. I don't know if you want to keep going or not. I do a little outro at the end of my live streams. I don't know what
Same.
you do.
I'm just gonna click the leave button and say goodbye and keep on bang to you.
I really enjoyed it, and I'm happy you joined in. So thanks, and have a good night, I guess.
Night. Yeah. See ya. And thank you guys so much for watching. And are we still gonna get non-collab streams right now? Is it gonna be this for a while? For a bit. Because the next two streams, the one on Saturday and the one next week, is going to be this. It is going to be this. But I will plan on doing more non-collab streams. So that's kind of where we're at right now. But don't worry. I think the stream will make up for the long wait time the 2.0 video would take. So anyway, see you guys later. And remember to keep on banning.